There's one thing I just realized, which is whenever I post something, do I actually, why do I want to post it? That's something I'm asking myself. I have had this feeling in myself for a long time. But even if I'm aware of it, I'm not fully clear with it. But now I'm just at this really, I would say, crossroad, or just the time, that I realized, wait a second, for everything I share onto the internet or with people, around me, am I seeking for external validation? And I realized that, yes, it is true. Because when I post, there is something in me that I feel. I am looking forward to how people respond. Okay? And that actually, makes me excited and looking forward to. It's something that I do enjoy. However, there's another thing. So this is in a form. It is a form of seeking for external validation. But then I also see another side of this. I just realized that just now. It's not bad. Seeking for external validation is not bad. Because why? Because I used to see it in a way that, no, don't seek for external validation. Now, I'm not saying that it's like good or bad. Yes, however, from a subjective point of view, at this point, I see from this perspective, I realize that when I used to think that I tell myself, no, don't seek for external validation, it's actually coming from a sense of trauma, because I feel danger when I seek for external validation. Why? Because since young, whenever I speak to my parents, or in my environment, I would feel so much pressure and blame and gaslighting and manipulation whenever I want to seek for validations as a kid. So over time, I realized that, when I actually want to seek for validations, from my parents or from my surroundings, I would be harmed. I would feel hurt. So in a way, I realized, let's not seek for external validation. Don't seek for it, because it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt. So naturally, I would feel that, seeking for external validation is not something good. So just keep it within myself. Just keep it within. Just process it on my own. And that's why I also am someone that I don't like to ask for help, because it feels very unsafe for me. When I ask for help, it's as if I'm exposing myself to danger. I'm literally like exposing myself to danger. That's how I actually feel. However, what I realized is that I said, no, it's not bad. Seeking for external validation is not something unhealthy. That's what I want to say. That's what I mean by the bad. It's not something unhealthy. Even though a lot of people would say don't seek for external validation, right? Even in any kind of religious setting as well. But what I also see from another point of view is that when I seek for validation, I just simply want to be seen. I just simply want to be heard. Right? But if when in a group of individuals or interacting with other people who have the same mindset as I do, or similar experiences, that when seeking for external validations, I would be hurt. I would be harmed. I would be invalidated. I would be gaslighted. I would be manipulated. I would be judged. I would be criticized by me being who I truly am, because I just want to be seen. I just want to be heard. then what would that manifest in? What would that become such a situation? Would be people trying to intellectualize with each other just not to get hurt. Because they don't want to feel. Because when we express who we are as we feel, we are cautious. We are scared. We feel that seeking for external validation is something unhealthy, because that's what I experienced. From past experiences, I gathered that it's not safe for me to do so. It's not safe to expose my heart. It's not safe to truly express how I feel, to just speak the blunt truth of how I truly feel, and not intellectualizing it, and not having to stroke anyone's ego just to keep their emotions calm. Because that is exactly what I experienced as a kid, that my parents are emotionally unavailable, that they could be very triggered when the words that speak from my mouth is not what they expect to hear. They don't want to hear. It doesn't make them feel good. Then they would burst. Okay, so I would turn into such a mode that in order for me to be safe, I should not seek for external validation, nor should I express my emotions. So I would keep the emotions within myself and process it on my own. That is an entire pattern. And now I realize that no, I can seek for understanding, as well as at the same time with self-understanding. I understand myself, and at the same time, I can also be understood by other people. It's both sides at the same time. I don't have to just keep it all to myself. Well, yes, I self-understand. Yes, I have self-compassion. I have self-understanding, which is very healthy internally. But this we're living in duality, and so that would also have an external factor to it, which would be manifested in the external, and that is also healthy. Because whatever I'm experiencing within myself is healthy, then so it is on the external would also manifest in healthy relationships. That would also involve understanding, mutual understanding, and compassion. Because I do that with myself. So I just need to openly receive that. I just need to openly receive that mutual understanding from other people, and not having this mentality that I would be judged, I would be criticized, I would be, harmed when I just simply express myself. And that is exactly I have been posting on the YouTube channel, okay, or any other platforms. I feel weird when I post somehow, because I have this kind of internal friction that I have been feeling, but I have not been able to understand what it is, and now I do. It's actually the contradiction within myself that I feel weird to seek for external validation, but at the same time I also want to be heard and seen. I want to be heard and to be seen by others. But it's exactly I did not feel safe to seek for external validations, because from my past, from what I learned from my past, is that it's not safe to seek for external validations. However, there's also a need in me that I do need and want to be heard and seen of who I truly am, be it in the spiritual level or on the earthly realm. Because to be honest, I am a person that is, it's my personal experience, and that people would invalidate how I experience, and that is about them, it's not about me. I simply share of who I am, and yes, I do want to be seen and heard. Yes, of who I truly am. However, if I express how I am as a person and that triggers other people, that's their thing. As in, it's simply just none of my business, because I'm just simply stating my truth. I'm not trying to reject anyone else's feelings. If they feel triggered, that's simply they are disowning a part of themselves as responding to how I am being so authentic with myself and to others. So that's why that would trigger other people, because there's a part of authenticity in themselves that they are not responding to. They are not reflecting themselves as who they truly are. And when they see me being authentically myself on the internet, or just as a person when they meet, they would feel triggered because they realize they are not being that authentic self as who they really should embody. And that would make them feel much more lighter. That's why that would generate friction, and that would cause certain trigger, or just yes, certain comments or certain responses would be involving certain emotions. And so that's what it is. Yeah, I just realized that I can seek for external validation in the name of to be heard and to be seen of who I truly am. And I'm safe to do so. I'm safe to do so. As I'm also safe within myself, that I seek for internal validations. Okay, and also in the name of to be seen and to be heard by myself. And so it is, would also be the same in the external when I interact with other people.